What's going on, everyone? Dark Synth here. I hope everyone is having a good Monday evening, afternoon, wherever you are. But today, as you can tell by the title, Capcom has kind of been lacking in content lately. And when I mean content, I mean mainly stuff like costumes. If we take a look back at games like Street Fighter 4 or Street Fighter 5, they had a bunch of costumes that came out with each character. I don't really think there was a shortage of characters having costumes, but just now, Capcom has kind of been lacking, and I want to figure out why. I think I have an idea why, but is it okay? Because they're not putting out content at the pace that, consumers would like. By now, maybe like a year later, if this was Street Fighter 5, there would have been more than 3 costumes per character, especially Chun-Li. By the end of Street Fighter 5, Chun-Li had like close to 20 costumes, and that was a little absurd, but they actually put effort into putting out content for Street Fighter 5. And now it's kind of the opposite. I wouldn't say a lot of, but some of the costume 3s have been kind of underwhelming. I'd say Ryu's is probably the least coolest looking. And they have yet to announce Costume 4. We haven't heard a single peep from Capcom about what's going on with Costume 4. And it's been a year since Costume 3 has been released. They came out in November 21st last year. Or sometime in November, December of last year. So, yeah, it's been a little bit. So, Capcom, please, if you could be just a little more transparent on what you're doing with Costume 4, or just content going forward. We need some kind of roadmap other than the DLC characters. And that's what I was going to touch on. How about each DLC launch? Because it's about 3 months between each character. And I think that could be enough time to work on costumes for multiple characters. Because I know there's just more than one artist on a dev team. There's multiple artists. So they have kind of no reason not to put out a few costumes for some characters in between DLC launches. Because we only have 3 costumes right now. One of them's default, and then the second one for each character is just their classic costume. So if you're being real, we only have 2 unique costumes per character. So if they could maybe even take some costumes from Street Fighter Duel, because I know Ryu had a pretty cool Street Fighter Duel costume, and I would love to see that in Street Fighter 6. And if they could just do that for most characters, take their Street Fighter Duel costumes and put them in 6, just make them look a lot better. Because Duel's a mobile game, so they'd have to up the fidelity and quality of the costumes so that it matches modern day hardware. Another thing I wanted to touch on was the Battle Pass. The Battle Pass, if you're kind of a hardcore fighting game player, is something you don't really care about because it's just avatar items. Stuff for like casuals that mainly do Battle Hub avatar matches. Or they just spend a lot of time in the Battle Hub playing other opponents, but mainly avatar battles. I was thinking, why don't they someone suggested this, and I think it's a good idea. Why don't they make another premium track to earn like costumes and stuff, or color palettes, even more color palettes? And I think that'd be really cool, because then I would actually get the Battle Pass for this game. But right now there's no reason to get it, because it's just stuff for casuals, for your avatar when you go in Battle Hub. And I was just thinking how for PC you can mod stuff like the color of your fireball. say like right here, you see Ending Walkers playing Ed, and you know how Ed's psycho power is purple. What if you could get a color change for his psycho power? Maybe you could make it green. Maybe you could make it like yellow or something. I think that'd be neat. And then you could pass that along to other characters like Ryu. Make their projectiles different colors, but make that stuff in the battle pass that you can earn. Something for people to actually play for, other than just improving, because that's why people play fighting games, is to improve as a player. Unless you're just a casual, you just want to mash buttons, that's okay too. But for hardcore players that like stuff like costumes, it's lacking right now. And I think it's mainly because Capcom, with the release of Street Fighter 6, Street Fighter 6 had a really good launch. It's probably the best Street Fighter launches in history. The balance was pretty good. The game ran well. There was enough content for people to enjoy, and so people just loved that. And I think Capcom really is in no hurry to try and push out even more content like they were with Street Fighter 5 and Street Fighter 4, because those games weren't really good at launch. So I feel like their hand was kind of forced to push out more content than they actually wanted to. So now they're just kind of chilling, and that's another reason why I think we're getting 4 characters instead of 5 to 6 per season now, is because the game's good. It had a really good launch, and now they can just focus on making more quality characters, because I think the more characters per season, they just weren't able to make them have better quality when they released. So I think that's one reason why we're getting fewer characters too, since they're part of the content production of this game. But that's all I wanted to talk about. Leave your thoughts below on what you think about this whole situation. I hope they release something soon about Costume 4, because I want to see what they have in store for costumes. I want some new costumes, especially for my boy Ryu. Make him look sick. Right now I'm just rocking Gi Ryu, Costume 2 Ryu, because that's the OG Ryu that I started with in Street Fighter 4. But yeah, that's it. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe for fighting game content, and again, leave your comments below, your thoughts about this. That's it. See ya.